Wow. This is an absolute pleasure. I'll introduce myself. My name is CJ Alton. I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Lyfe Network. We are an education center, we are a learning space, and we are a research firm. And we have been absolutely blessed to be working with Nintendo Network, and they have set this entire event up for me to present. So I'm hoping you can all hear me, you can all see me. Um, I think I could see myself there. Yes, that's so cool. That's awesome. Um, so if you don't know by now, I live in what we call the Inland Empire, California. This is about 40 minutes from Los Angeles. So I basically live very close to Los Angeles. I'm here in California. It is a little late, but I ate some candy. So I'm hoping that the sugar rush will keep me up for the next hour, right? So with that, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to get started on the presentation. After I finish presenting, if Nintendo has anything to say, they can say it. And then I'm hoping that the students, you, have questions about what we're going to be talking about today, all right? So, today the topic is mental health and young people. Obviously, mental health is a very tricky subject where some people like to discuss it and some people don't like to discuss it because it could be very uncomfortable. And that's understandable. But now, in the age that we live in, now that we're more aware of mental health, it is important to discuss it. And it's important to be around loved ones to let them know what you're feeling, what you're going through. All right. So we're going to go by this slide by slide. And as I said, if you have questions in the end, you can ask your questions and we will do our best to answer your questions. So, once again, it's an absolute honor. I see the crowd. You are all absolutely beautiful, and this is extremely motivating. So, let's get started. So, as I said, we are the Life Network. You can find us on any of our social media pages here listed. It's very simple. Most of it is just simply the Life Network. So, just remember it's the Life with the Y network. So I just want to show that in case you want to continue to follow along and continue with our journey our journey of the work that we do. All right. So let's get into it. What is mental health? Mental health basically affects how we think, feel, and act. It influences stress, relationships, and decisions. It exists on a spectrum, and everyone has mental health. So we all have some form of mental health. It could be good, it could be average, it could be bad. And we have to remember that as we get older and life continues to go, it can fluctuate. One day you may feel good, another day you may feel bad. It depends on what's going on in your day. So it's very normal for your mental health to fluctuate. But the important thing is to recognize it. So, why mental health matters for you, young people? One reason is major life transitions and pressures. As I mentioned, as you get older, you tend to have more pressure in life. And so sometimes, if you're not careful, if you don't understand your mental health, you can fall into a situation where you may feel anxiety, you may feel stressed out because of the pressure. It's important to recognize that. It impacts learning, work, and relationships. If your mental health is not good, sometimes your stress can fall upon other people, your friends, your family, and you may not even recognize what's going on or what you're doing. So, again, it's important to understand your mental health and how you feel. It can limit opportunity if ignored. So, basically, what this means is if you have bad mental health, It can limit opportunities because sometimes if you have bad mental health, you have bad stress, and ultimately you can have bad energy. And we know we don't want bad energy. We want good energy. Good energy attracts good things, right? Bad energy attracts bad things. So we want to make sure that we have good energy at all times, and that with good energy, good people come and good opportunities come your way. And lastly, early support matters. So it's very, very important to talk with people that are professionals, adults, again, people that love you, and you can express to them and explain to them what's going on in your life. It's very important to be able to express your feelings. So that is why it should matter to young people. Now, common mental health challenges. So some of this can be anxiety and worrying, depression, stress and burnout, low self-worth, and even isolation. Some of these are things that I have dealt with personally. I know friends that have dealt with this. I know family members that have dealt with this. Everyone goes through one or more of these feelings. So you shouldn't feel ashamed when you feel one of these things. It just means that, for one, if you can recognize it, that's very good. That's very important that you recognize it. Now that you recognize it, you can go and try to find help and explain to people what exactly is going on in your life. So if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling worried, you can express that. And it's always good to express it and talk with one another about it because the person that loves you will help you get through that. Very important to understand that these are just emotions. They're temporary. They're not permanent. So that's why it's important to recognize it and get help so that you can get back on the right positive track. So some key factors that may affect your mental health. Some things could be unemployment, idleness, poverty, social comparison, and family pressure. I'll talk about maybe some of these, yeah? Unemployment is something that it could be very serious, and we understand that. And that's why going to school is important. That's why learning, being a good student is very important. Because if you're able to gain information, you can become an asset in this world. If you're an asset, you can always find employment. So, for example, I am currently working for myself right now. I currently work for my business. It took a long time to develop my skills, but here I am today working my own business. And I did this through perseverance, but I also because I took school and education very seriously. And I was able to equip myself with skills that people ended up recognizing. So it's very important to gain skills. And usually, most times, that's how you can stay away from unemployment. And that kind of goes to the second point of idleness. Idleness, if you don't know, is basically laziness. When you don't have anything to do, you tend to feel unproductive. And then you start to feel like you're not valued, like you're worthless. But that's really not the case. That's not true. Again, it's just a feeling, it's temporary. Everyone that I'm looking at right now has value. Everyone has a skill, everyone has potential, and you have to unlock that potential. Everyone has the ability to be somebody in this world. So I know I'm a stranger to you today, but please take my word for it. You have value and you just have to tap into it. So don't worry, you're young and you're trying to figure out life and you're trying to figure out what it is you love. But if you keep learning, you're going to find your passion. And when you find your passion, you're going to turn that passion into an endeavor, a job, a skill, and someone is going to want you to work for them or you can work for yourself. Okay, so don't give up. Social comparisons. Don't compare yourself to anybody. You can look to your left, you can look to your right. I know you see your friends, and I'm sure your friends are fantastic, but you are unique. You are your own person, and you wake up as you every single day. So just know that comparing yourself to someone is not always the best idea because you have your own ambition and your own journey in life. So always remember that you are unique. You have your own DNA. All right. So when you find your passion, don't compare yourself to anybody. All right. Just compare yourself to you and did you get better from yesterday? That's what you want to try to do. Did you get better today than what you were yesterday? Compare yourself to you. That's it. Family pressure. I understand family pressure. I'm the first one in my family to graduate from college, and I'm the first one in my family to have a legitimate business and working for myself. And it has been some pressure. But because I have the confidence, because I have good energy, I have good people around me that are able to support me and motivate me. So I understand your parents, your siblings, maybe even some of your friends, even your teachers may apply a lot of pressure to you. But most times that pressure is because they love you. So don't feel stressed about the pressure. Just take it one day at a time. Like I said, just keep learning, keep growing, and I promise you, you'll get to where you need to go. So pressure is good. I think that saying is, what do they say? Pressure creates diamonds. So just think of yourself as that. You need a little bit of pressure in life. It's motivating. It's good for you. You don't want things to come too easy in life. If it comes too easy, it's probably something wrong, right? So life can be very challenging and it's good to embrace the pressure. So there are some stigmas, and this is why sometimes we could be silent about how we feel, like we feel scared about it, but we shouldn't. So sometimes we fear judgment. Sometimes it could be seen as weakness. Sometimes it could be cultural pressure and even a lack of a safe spaces. So when you talk about fear of judgment, and even a sign of weakness, what we have to understand is we're human beings, so we have emotions. So sometimes we're happy, we're sad, we're tired. All these things are real and everybody feels it. But like I said, it's just a temporary feeling. So you shouldn't be fearful about your own emotions because that is what we're built with. It's emotions. I'm sure you felt angry sometime recently. I'm sure you felt happy sometime recently. Maybe you even felt sad. But if you notice, right, those are all temporary feelings. So you don't have to be scared to share how you feel with one another and again, the people that you love. And I understand that there's a lack of safe spaces. This is what the Life Network is working on. This is why we work with Nintendo Network and other African organizations that we work with. We want to create more safe spaces where youth and young adults have the opportunity to share their feelings, their thoughts, their goals, their ambitions. It's important to create a safe space. It's important to create a circle of people that can share how they feel and get over the hurdle, right, of maybe that temporary anxiety or depression, because that's not really you. It's just temporary, but you can grow and you can move past that. But having a safe space is very important. So we understand that. And I'm going to try my best to dedicate what I do here at the Life Network to creating safe spaces for students in Uganda, as long as we're working with Nintendo Network and our other organizations that we partner with. So recognizing early warning signs. I want you guys to really pay attention to some of these things. These are early warning signs. Withdrawal, persistent sadness, loss of interest, sleep, or poor concentration. If you feel like you're experiencing some of these, it could be for very many reasons. But how you know you're going through a bad mental health stage is if these things are persistent. Usually, when you go to bed and you wake up It's a new day, right? And you want to treat it like a new day, and you should put a smile on your face. But if for some reason you're noticing that this is persistent, that you're not feeling well, and this is day by day by day, this is where you may be having some of these early warning signs, and you want to talk to adults and people that love you about what you're feeling so that they can help guide you through your emotions. So it's very important to recognize these signs if it's persistent. Like I said, you can have a day where you're sad. You can have a day where maybe you're angry and so forth. That doesn't necessarily mean you have mental health issues. But if it's persistent and it's day by day, then you may want to talk to somebody. So coping and some support strategies. So if you are feeling this way, here's what you should do. Talk to trusted people. Look for peer support. So maybe your friends can help you. Maybe you have good siblings that can help you. Maybe you have teachers at your school that truly care about you and you can talk to them. Don't be afraid. Having healthy routines. So it's always good to be active. It's always good to be around people. But at the same time, it's good to have just a little bit of alone time so you can think about your goals and your ambitions. Me, I like reading. I'm an avid reader and I like reading a lot. So that is something that's a healthy routine because I'm constantly learning something when I read. So you want to develop healthy routines. Stress management. Stress management can be, for example, like meditation, or it can be like yoga. I'm not sure how familiar you all are with yoga, but meditation and yoga, those things are something that calms me down. Maybe even good music. Good music is another way to relieve stress. Singing, maybe when you're in the shower or whatever, you sing. Those are great ways to relieve your stress as well. And then lastly is professional help. So that's what creating safe spaces is all about. But until you get to that, try to talk to an adult that cares about you, and maybe they can help point out professional help. And the role of the community, right? So peer-led space work, that's what we're going to work on is creating those safe spaces where you can talk to professionals. Community reduces isolation. So you don't want to be alone all the time. You want to make sure that you're around people that love you. You're able to talk with them, able to discuss, have fun with them, right? Having fun in life is really good. My father always told me, he says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Now, Jack is just a name, but you could put CJ, you could put Dennis, you could put Gideon, right? You could put any name that puts in there, but basically what that means is you don't want to work all of the time. You want to make sure that you have some fun too. Life is fun and it can be a lot of fun. So you want to be able to balance that. Work hard, and when you're done working hard, have some fun and trust through shared experiences, right? So these are the people that you're connected with. These are the people that are going through the same things you're going through. So maybe you're stressed out about a test. It's good to share how you feel with maybe a fellow student. They might feel the same way, or maybe they feel differently, and maybe they can help cheer you up. So you also want to be around trusted people that have the similar experience as you, because they can help you get through your maybe your stress or the anxiety, however you might feel about your homework or tests that's coming up, right? And then support need not be clinical. So what we mean by that is it goes back to the examples of meditation. It goes back to some of the examples of listening to music. You don't always have to be clinical. It doesn't always have to be, sitting and talking to a therapist, sometimes you could find natural ways to get yourself out of the funk, get yourself out of feeling these negative feelings. So it's about learning. And I know some of this might be new to you, so don't worry if you don't know everything what I'm talking about. It's a process. Me studying mental health was a process, and I've been learning about it probably for like 8, 9 years now. So it's something that I've been growing and I'm still learning today. So if I went through this, some of these things weren't completely clear, that's okay. That's fine. That's why we're going to have you ask questions and you can learn more than what you knew yesterday, right? Again, it's all about progression, getting better and better and better every single day. So don't worry if you didn't understand everything. We'll try to make this a habit. And like I said, I'm going to be working with my partners in Uganda to make sure that we're able to develop some safe spaces. We're choosing young people because young people are the future. So the young people are going to be the next leaders of the world. So you have to be able to make good, strong decisions. So when it comes to mental health, we want to make sure that you're able to have a clear head, have a positive mindset, so that you can continue to lead the world in a positive direction and eliminate as many problems in this world as you can. And so to do that, to come up with good solutions, you have to have good mental health. So that's why we focus on the young people. It's a blessing and a privilege to focus on the young people. Is there a
Is
second?
is it bad to, is it bad to be a people pleaser?
Yes, it had to be. Oh, oh, is it bad to be a people pleaser? It is good to help people, but when it comes to being a people pleaser, in my opinion, that could be bad for mental health sometimes because, again, you have to make sure that you focus on yourself and you develop your own solutions and you develop your own goals. And if you're constantly and, every minute of the day trying to help someone else, then you cannot focus on yourself. And if you don't have good mental health or if you're not stable, it's very difficult to stabilize other people. So it's a balance. You want to help sometimes, but please make sure you make time for yourself. That's a great question.
Another one, CJ, is how would you advise someone with like when the parents are fighting?
My personal experience, I have parents that have been married for 30 plus years. I have had grandparents that have been married for 60 years. And I see them fight. Uh, you know, it's normal. Um, Now the level of seriousness can be different, but it is normal to see um men and women get into arguments and have disagreements. Um, Through my experience, I do my best to be neutral and I do my best to try and bring again positive energy to the situation. Try to find a way to make them smile, each of them. That's the best way to go about it. If you want to fight negative, bring a positive to the situation. But understand that it's normal to see arguments and it just comes with the territory of relationships. And when you all become adults, I'm sure you will understand what I'm talking about. I do the same, as well as all the other adults. We have disagreements, they turn into arguments, and you know, but hopefully the severity is not so serious. But just try to be positive with the both of them. That's the best answer I can give, but an amazing question.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CJ. Yes, yeah. Like since we are engaging with students, so the person is asking, what can they do when they are overwhelmed with the stress of books? Like I think reading
Oh,
books and things.
like schoolwork. I've been there. Um, I've gone to graduate school and I've got my master's degree, and that was a very stressful time. Um, the best thing you can do is organize yourself. Organize, organize, organize. What is top priority? What is second priority? What is third priority? Do one thing at a time because that's all you can do is one thing at a time. The reason why some people get stressed about school is because they think about it all. They think about all the classes. If you start to feel stressed that way, then just start thinking about one class and start thinking about what is priority. What is most important at this second right now? And then when you finish that one, go to the second priority, finish that one, and then go to the third. But you have to be organized. You have to write down your assignments and ask yourself which one is most important today and focus on that one. And then you'll get to the next one when you finish the first one. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, there's another one here, CJ.
Okay.
So their question is, their problem is thinking about home problems and how can they overcome that? Did you get that clearly?
Yeah, home, that could be a very stressful situation. Um, Sometimes you feel like you don't want to be there. Um, the best thing to do is possibly address that to the adults that are living at the house. It could be a very tough discussion because I don't know the particular details of that house situation. But if you have any kind of comfortability with the adults in that house, you should be able to sit down with them and discuss how you're feeling. If that does not work, I believe the next best thing is to talk to someone at school that you trust the most, the adult that you trust the most, and tell them what exactly is going on. And if you're specific with them, then they can help guide you. But it's very tough for me to tell you exactly what to do, because I don't know the specifics. But what I can tell you is enjoy the times that maybe you're not at home. Enjoy the times that you're at school, and try to find hobbies, try to find activities that constantly keep you busy. So that way, if your mind is preoccupied with activities, hobbies, things that you have to do, it keeps your mind off of the at-home issue. But if it's a very serious issue and you don't feel comfortable talking with the adults at home, then the next best thing is to find someone at school or in the community that you're very comfortable with and express to them what is going on. And hopefully, that person loves you enough to give you good advice and help address the issue. Hopefully.
CJ, I have a next one for you here.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is it that when someone is looking forward to achieving something, they are undermined? And how can they overcome such?
Ah, yeah. I always was told that your most cherishable goal or your passion, you should keep to yourself. Most times, people have goals and ambitions that sometimes people cannot believe, or they don't want to support because they can't do it themselves. So because they can't do it themselves, they often feel like they want to bring the next person down. So it's normal. People, they tend to feel that way. But you, if you believe in yourself and you believe in that goal, just keep doing it. Because I've been told that too with my goals that I can't do it or I can't own my own business or the Life Network will never be nothing. But sometimes you have to keep your goals to yourself. Don't share it with a lot of people because sometimes people can be negative. So just be confident in yourself. That's what you need to worry about. Be confident in yourself. If it's your goal, that means it's your responsibility to do it. That's my answer. What can I do if I'm short-tempered? Um, you can pick up, um, I think the best thing to do is work out, exercise. Um, when you work out, when you exercise, you put a lot of good stress on your body and it's very relieving. So most times what happens is when you work out and you're sweating, it's a relief. So all the sweat, all the toxins that built up in you end up releasing itself. So if you're short-tempered, I would recommend doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, maybe going for a run, but certainly step away from the situation. So if someone's making you angry, don't engage, disengage, meaning step away, get away from the situation. The best thing to do when you're short-tempered is to find ways to exercise, work out, do push-ups, do sit-ups. You can go for a run, but most importantly, remove yourself from the situation. Whatever may be making you angry, remove yourself. Go to a different place. And that way you can disengage. You can get away from that bad energy that's making you feel angry. Remove yourself and go try to work out. Push-ups, sit-ups. If you like to go for a run, you can go run. If you want to listen to music, you can listen to music. But get away from what's making you angry for the time being, just so you could calm down.
Yeah. Then one more.
Yes, one more, please.
Yeah, I listen to my friends a lot, but they really don't listen to me. And now that makes me to even miss my mother who always listens to me. What can I do?
Okay. I want to make sure I understand the question. So for your friends are not listening to you.
Can I repeat it again or you got me?
No, read it one more time. One more time.
One more time? Yeah. I listen to my friends a lot, but them, they don't listen to me. And this makes me to miss my mother who is always listening to me. How can I overcome all this?
Hmm, that's a good question. These are very smart kids because they have very good questions. Um, if they're your real friends, they will listen to you. If they don't listen to you, then maybe they're not the bestest friends for you because real friends are going to listen to one another. You don't want to associate with people that may be self-centered. They focus on themselves and don't focus on other people. And you want to find people that do listen. So your mother, that's a good listener. Those are people that love you. So there you have a good example of what it's like when someone does listen to you. Because my family, my friends, my colleagues, if I care about them, I listen to them. People I don't really care about, I don't listen to them. So you may want to help yourself. Either one, you can go and talk to your friends and tell them how you feel. And if they're still not listening, then maybe you can go find some new friends. You're all very young, so you're always going to be able to make friends. Friends are everywhere. So don't feel bad if you have to lose some friends, but you want to make sure that you feel valued. Remember what I said about being valued. You're important. So if people don't value you, you have to move away from the situation. That's my answer.
Yeah, one is I want to be a doctor, but I feel lazy to read books because I feel like I can make it without reading. I have pride towards books. How can I go about this?
I'm not gonna say that you can't be a doctor if you don't read, but I think it's beneficial for you to read if you want to be a doctor. Um, when I was your age, when I was in high school, I didn't like reading. But as I got older, I started to enjoy reading because I started finding books that interest me. So if you want to be a doctor, you have to learn certain information. So try to find those books. Try to find the books that interest you. And once you find the books that interest you, you'll read them. So you'll have to do some kind of reading. And I get it. At your age, I didn't like reading either. And then when I was 21 years old, I started to love reading. So the most important thing is to find books that you are interested in. You have to find books that you're interested in. Otherwise, you'll be bored. Just like right now, you don't like reading because you're probably bored of the book. So you have to find books that interest you. What's your passion? And those are the books that you should pick up and you can read. You could be a doctor in a lot of different areas. So you just have to explore, see exactly what kind of doctor you want to be, and then you pick up those books. Because if it's your passion, you'll read about it. Hopefully that was clear. I don't know if I can do that answer again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CJ. And now you can just give your parting shot because we can allow you to rest.
Yes. Listen, thank you all so much. Thank you so much. This has changed my life. Presenting in front of all of you students is has changed my life here in California. And I hope that we can do this again. I hope we can continue the conversation. This was so much fun. So thank you so much for letting me in your space. I'm very honored. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you all soon. Please remember to be positive. Please remember that you are valuable. So don't let anyone tear you down. I understand you have problems, but I promise you, you will get through. Because if you believe in God, then you will get through. I promise. So thank you so much for allowing me in your space, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much.